Hello learners, welcome to session 4 of Unit 1, Basic Concepts of Assessment in the course Assessment in Maths Education. I'm your course instructor and I am Onkaila Dasmani. In the previous section, that is section 3, we did look at what evaluation is, and we said that we have two forms or types of evaluation, that is formative evaluation and then summative evaluation. In this section, we are going to look at the purpose of assessment. By the end of this session, your objectives are you should be able to state and explain purpose of assessment in mathematics education. Identify various uses of assessment information. Purpose of assessment. As a mathematics tutor, why do you conduct assessment? And I know you know we conduct assessment for a number of reasons. You just don't stand up and say, I'm doing class test, I'm doing class exercise. Why do you do that? So we are going to look at purpose of assessment. And the first purpose of assessment is purpose of accountability. Purpose of accountability. So assessment is used by stakeholders to hold teachers and school authorities accountable for students' learning. For instance, some private schools, they normally conduct some exercise, exams, or tests at the end of every instructional period. So if students do not perform well, then the teachers are going to be held accountable. Likewise, WASI, sometimes the Ministry of Education introduce a league table whereby senior high schools were ranked from first to last. So here, if schools that are not perform well, then they caution the school, they want them, and then they give them advice. And then, so here, the accountability is very important as far as assessment is concerned. So they conduct assessment to hold those various situations accountable. And the next is to improve learning. A major reasons for assessment, especially school-based assessment, is to support student learning. And I know you know what school-based assessment is. So it also enables us to increase the learning. Now, to make guidance and counseling decisions. Once you conduct assessment for your students, as a tutor, you'll be able to make informed decisions about the student. Not only the teacher, but the parents. You advise the students on what they have to do. So assessment is very important as far as guidance decisions are concerned. So another group that uses assessment results is guidance and counseling officials. Assessment results can be used by them for a number of reasons. So some of these reasons are placement, then career guidance and counseling on learning styles. Everybody has gotten his learning styles. Some learn by seeing, as you know, sight, hearing, and then by practicing. So once you conduct assessments, you can talk to the student. You know that student challenge, and then you recommend, you advise the students what that student can do. Another importance of assessment or purpose of assessment is for certification. I think this one is self-explanatory. So you conduct assessment to provide information about students who participated in the assessment process. Such information provide feedback to student prospective employers, admission like university officers with various decisions to be made. So you can see that the WAEC certificate, for example, provide information about students in terms of potentials for further studies or employment. The YBC gets WASI certificate for BC or for WASI. At the end of your term in University of Cape Coast, you get your degree certificate from University of Cape Coast, and that one can be used to secure employment or job. So it's very necessary for certification as far as assessment is concerned. Another purpose of assessment is to inform teaching. So another reason for assessment is to gain information about the extent to which students are meeting stated learning objectives. So such information will be then inform you on what to do next, such as whether to reteach or provide extra questions for students to solve as further practice. So as a teacher, you conduct assessment and realize that your student didn't perform well. Oh, this is very bad. So what do? Math is very integral part as far as education is concerned. So what you do is that you provide extra questions for students to solve so they get in-depth knowledge. In some extent, you have to reteach the topic again. Even if not at all, you can teach some portion, some parts where the student didn't understand. And with that, it will make them get in-depth knowledge and broader understanding. Another importance or purpose of assessment is to make selection decisions. How do you use assessment to make selections? So here, other uses of assessments such as WAEC, those provided by WAEC or various schools, university, that is computerized school selection and placement systems, that is GS1. So in this case, students perform on national examination like WESI or BC, and they are used in deciding which placement school are due for them. So the WAEC GS uses the placement system to place various students in the various secondary schools for BC candidates. Likewise, the university like Cape Coast, UCC, and other universities in Ghana also uses the assessments to make selections of various students into their programs. So it's very necessary as far as selection decisions are concerned. The next purpose of assessments, now we look at the uses of assessment. You see, now for the selection, now for the purpose, now we look for the uses of assessment. You have a number of uses of assessment. The first one is teachers. So in this instance, a teacher uses it as a form of gathering evidence about each student's learning. So you can, based on assessment, you can know how each student is learning as a teacher. Now, tertiary institutions, they are also uses of assessment. Tertiary institutions are also uses of assessment. And then, such as the University of Cape Coast and other universities, Ghana Education Service, they all uses, but we're talking about the various tertiary institutions, universities, training colleges, polytechnics, they make use of assessments. And what do they use assessment for? You can think of placements, or you can also think of employment opportunities. Now, computerized school selection and placement systems by GS also uses assessments for placing the various BEC candidates into the various schools, secondary schools across the country. And then you can also have the guidance and counseling officials. The guidance and counseling officials also uses assessment. They are also uses for assessment. They use assessment results, can be used by them for a number of reasons, such as I said, for placement, career guidance, and counseling on learning styles. So these are the uses of assessment. Okay, so session review. In this section, we look at the purpose of assessment. We mentioned various purposes of assessment. You can find more in your course handouts. Then we also look at uses of assessment. The uses of assessment, you mentioned 3 or 4. So you can read comprehensively about them from your course handout.